two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a like, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast for Two Dope Dudes. We are your source for Midwest cannabis news, culture, and more. I am Aaron.
Hey, I'm Dave.
Hey, we're the Two Dope Dudes. What's going on, dude?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, welcome back.
Pumped to be back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be real honest. It was nice in Florida. It was 70 degrees. I'm wearing a damn hoodie again. I got out of the car last night wearing shorts and a t-shirt and was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about to start getting warm again.
Yeah. Touche.
But, yeah. There's no humidity. There's no, yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
I get
alligators. Yep.
Alligators, yeah. I mean, this is typically the time when I go down to Florida to visit my dad. But I am not this year because I'm going to Costa Rica this weekend.
Woo!
Yeah, so we are pre-recording. This is recorded a little bit earlier than we normally do, but we wanted to get you something. This show will probably maybe be a little bit shorter. We'll see. I mean, we just not doing too much. But yeah, hell yeah, pumped to do this and get an episode out, and pumped to have you back, Dave. And shout out again to Cole. What a G.
Honestly, yeah, I was mad. I'm like, those are a couple of my favorite fucking episodes that have happened. I'm like, damn, I wasn't even there. The John thing is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He is. I loved that segment so much. And I only watched the second episode. The first episode, I was busy doing some stuff. Mm-hmm. I went back and rewatched it again just so I could watch John's thing. Hilarious. That dude is, incredible.
Mopping the lawn.
Yeah, that tears.
Yeah. When he said that his he was examining his life choices because his garage was so messy, just had me dying. Absolutely had me dying. He's John's the best.
Oh,
so.
Yeah,
I love that guy. So yeah, and then we've got another one today with him, so that's gonna be fucking cool. That's going to be cool. And shout out to John, and shout out to all of our friends who, without all of our friends and everybody out there listening and watching, we appreciate you, and we do this for you. And, thanks for being here. We appreciate it, more than you even know. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And don't be shy to drop in the comment section what you'd like to hear about, because we're more than happy to talk about anything in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, make sure to drop a comment, subscribe, share the episodes out with somebody who, one of your friends or family members that is interested in what we talk about, cannabis and taking your health back into your own hands. Health and wellness is huge. So, how do we usually do this, Dave? We do plugs and then we get into YouTube comments, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we do. So let's do plugs and get it out of the way. Real quick, you can find us, the Elevated News Podcast with Two Dope Dudes, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite podcasts and streaming apps. Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel for our loyal audio listeners. We have, a couple hundred out there across both, a few different platforms listening, and we appreciate all of you. You can find us on YouTube at the Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Come on over and join the live chat and the premiere on Wednesdays at 12:15 Central Standard Time. We're always having fun. SupportDopePeople.com. You can get links to our podcast, Dave's stuff, and t-shirts, hoodies, hats, stuff like that. And then Twitter.com at 2DopeDudes. You can find us there as well. And then you should listen to what Dave has to say.
Yeah, and on Thursday night, if you are free and would like to hang out with a bunch of friends, come out to Peace, Love, and Cope on YouTube, and you will see me live. You can ask any questions. I will be talking about who knows what, but a lot of cannabis-centric things.
Yep. Heck yeah. YouTube comments, right? That's what we do.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Let's see here. Got a few because we are pre-recording, so it's only been a few hours. John Voight says, let me change this. Top selected, newest. John Voight says, people who drink can own a gun, then I should be able to as well. I agree.
100%. I mean, it's like glorified in the thing. Everybody's like, drink beers and shoot guns. Yeehaw!
Yeah.
And like, okay,
raise hell, praise Dale.
Yeah. So it's okay for those things to happen, but
hell yeah. Late watch, rewatch is still a great watch. Thanks again for critical thinking, guys. Miss Dave, but glad all is well. Yeah, I can't tell you. I got quite a few messages like, "Is Dave okay?" And I didn't, really divulge anything because if they wanted to know, they could ask you. But after last week, I started saying, yeah, Dave's hanging out with all of our disc golf friends right now. So.
Yeah, it was towards the end of the week for sure. And
actually, we didn't get into any. After this, let's do some quick disc golf talk because we haven't done disc golf talk in a while, and I want to hear about some stuff.
I'm into it.
Yeah. John Voight also said, agreed. I come back and watch this stuff I miss due to my crazy kids. John he do be having crazy kids for sure.
Well, they do that. That's kids be kidding.
I love his kids. They're great. But he do be having crazy kids. LDP Grim. Yes, drinks are the best. Great discussion on the news and gun law information. Heck yeah.
Drinks are the best, honestly.
I'm
a big fan. Yeah, it'll be kind of the way of I've always wondered how they were going to make this a more consumable thing than it already is, and I think drinks are probably the answer to that. And you're buying more than just you're buying more than just cannabis product. There, you got to find your favorite flavors and you know which one has the best bubbles. But
yeah. We had a great live chat last time. Very active.
I was driving through Tennessee, so I tried to pop in as much as I could, but
people were super happy about that. Let's see, who do we have here? We got Mr. Rourke 420, Dr. Dank Nugs, Best Damn Grow Show. Check his channel out on YouTube, the Dr. Dank Nugs Show. He streams Monday nights, 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Yeah. Best Damn Grow Show. Some cat on the internet.
I wasn't able to read most of the stuff. Dude. I'm just flying through, sifting it. And Mr. Rourke, I also missed you. I really did miss this portion of being away, not being able to
interact,
get here, be part of the community. Really,
heck yeah. Let's see. There's Peace, Love, and Cope. Some cat on the internet, fellow cannabinoid. Let's see here. Cole Memo was here as well. I should look forward.
I really did. I love the section with Daily Homegrown. He's an
for the seed locker. Yeah,
I love that. It's
super cool.
Yeah. What a way to use the technologies that are currently out to use the data to aggregate data. Really, I think it's a really, really cool platform, and I love that it is very safe of a platform. Also
safe and privacy focused.
Yeah,
because it's nobody's business but your own. Maybe that'll be our tagline or something.
If you're willing to share your business, which a lot of us are, I love that it also has the ability for public facing information to be shared as well. And then I just everything about it is so cool. I wish I had a plethora of genetics sitting around so I could actually utilize the thing.
I mean, there's tons of people that would be more than happy to give you genetics, Dave.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would imagine.
I can't tell you how many times we're out and about somewhere and somebody's like, Dave, I'll give you some stuff to grow. Why don't you grow? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. It's so true. I do. Yeah. I feel blessed in that way. And someday, if it happens and I start to, like, I know where to go. I'll come see y'all.
Yeah, don't worry. I got bags and boxes. Mr. Work 420 Daily Homegrown, Chi-Town Hi-Fi, our friend Mark, who is just the man. And congrats on your new job, Mark. That's super awesome. We're super happy for you.
Yeah.
Who else was here?
Brandon Krieger. Cole.
Yeah,
John
Voight.
Who else did I see in there?
Minnesota Organics, as always.
Yeah.
Seymour Cannabis was.
Yep, I seen that too.
Yeah, super fun. And again, thank you to Cole for stepping in. TheColeMemo.com. Please go check him out. He is a consummate professional, and appreciate him. He's got a golden ticket. He can come on whenever he wants.
Yeah, that's awesome that you said that. Yeah, Cole,
he said that to me first. So
that's amazing.
I'm not taking credit for that.
Yeah, he is really the. I was very pumped to listen to you two get after it the last couple of times, and Cole genuinely brings a presence when he's around. He's just so positive too.
Mm-hmm.
I like no matter what. One of my favorite things. What does he say all the time? I know it now too. Well said. I love when he says said. Well said. God. Yeah. I don't know why that is just it makes me like pumped up, right? And then I commented somewhere through these comments, you can see I said well said, Cole, but it's true. He actually really does say things incredibly well. When he was talking about Daly's system, it's like he nails every point. He's so good.
Yeah, he is. That's what I've always said about Cole, is that he's just, even though he is not an actual professional reporter or anything like that, and not saying that we are either, but he says that like he just kind of just does this because that's just. He's passionate about it, and I've always said that just the way that he does it is more like a professional, and we're just more like two clowns sitting on a couch with beards. You know what I mean?
He is. He's more professional than he gets credit for.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was trying to say.
He deserves far more of a following, and if I'm confident that everybody that's listening now probably has Cole as somebody that they follow. If you don't, I promise you are missing out on something. This Cole, guy really does bring it. Yeah.
And he is currently, I don't know if he told me, and I asked him, he had said he was taking some classes and stuff. And I said, hey, dude, what are you like taking classes for? And he's like, well, just videography and stuff. Like basically for what we're doing right now. He's like, oh, I'm taking actual classes. And so I'm like learning some like camera stuff and some like editing stuff. And I was like, oh, that's amazing, dude.
Nice. It's very cool.
Yeah. So heck yeah. But yeah, shout out to Cole. Man, I guess let's just fucking, all right. So yeah, let's do episode 3 of My Bud John, rates and reviews. This week he is reviewing, what is it, Mac 1 by Simply Herb. So without further ado, let's watch that.
Hey Aaron, welcome back, Dave. All right, today on rates and reviews, we're doing the Simply Herb Mac 1. Now, Mac 1's usually a strain that you expect to deliver. Usually has a good reputation. Honestly, this one didn't really live up to that reputation for me. Right out of the bag, felt pretty dry. The trim looked really rushed. Nothing really terrible, but not something that really screams top shelf. Take a closer look, kind of get into it. Trichomes look super underdeveloped, which usually means that they probably harvested a little early, or they had some trouble in their grow. So it just didn't express the way they wanted it to or the way it should have. Once I smoked it, kind of definitely showed up in the flavor as well. Usually Mac 1 gives you kind of that creamy citrus that I've been talking about the last few bags. Apparently, I guess I like it because I seem to be buying a lot of it. This one just kind of hit super flat. It wasn't bad. It was just okay. It wasn't anything impressive. The last two definitely did a lot more in the high, in the taste, and all the way through. It just didn't carry through in joints, bowls, bongs. It just kind of fell flat. Effect, it did do something. It had a nice little buzz to it. Kind of a light hybrid lift. Nothing super overwhelming. I wouldn't even give this one a yellow alert. No red alerts for sure. No yellow alerts. It was just kind of a calm, meh buzz. Honestly, not very much motivation to it. The most motivation it really gave me was to find something else to smoke. Hate to say. So even for a lower tier brand, I just kind of felt like it was underwhelming. If you're hunting for a really good Mac 1, this probably isn't the one you want to go with. There's definitely better ones out there. Personally, with my money, I would spend a few dollars extra and go for the better brands. For next week, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to hop into some edibles. These are by Wonder. They're the Love Gummies. It's springtime, fellas. Let's get some love. Also going to add in a new brand on the market, Fernway. This is one of their disposable all-in-ones. It's the Pineapple Express. So we're going to give these two a shot, see how we like them. Please join. Let me know what you guys think too. Till next time, guys.
John, another great review, John.
One of my favorite portions of the thing. John, you're the man. You're a hero.
You're the man. Can't wait for next week, dude. And let's hopefully people start dropping their reviews and doing it at the same time as John. That's why he tells you what he is doing next week. So check it out.
Yeah, that would be sweet if everybody reviewed the same.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
What do we want to talk about today? Let's talk about there we go. Hey, so like I said, this is a pre-record, and there was not a whole lot of super new news, but wait is over. Medical cannabis set to roll out in April. This is in Alabama. Our friends in Alabama. You're going to have medical cannabis soon, and that's
how wild is it that Alabama has cannabis, but Indiana and Wisconsin can't figure it out?
I mean, I think it's coming. Let's see. Oh, they got a little. I wonder if I can.
Medical marijuana products will be in the hands of qualifying patients as early as April. The wait has been long as the process has faced lawsuit after lawsuit delaying any progress.
It's frustrating for us, the commission members, frustrating for patients who are looking to purchase that cannabis product.
The commission licensed 4 dispensary companies, 9 growers, and 4 processors to address the needs of the state.
Yeah.
Vaughn says when they are all up and running, Alabamians would be able to visit 12 dispensary locations, and 2 would come to North Alabama. But Yellowhammer Medical Dispensaries, which would open a location in Owens Crossroads, has a stay
Yellowhammer
on its license, while the company's attorney, Patrick Dungan, says it navigates more court proceedings.
In deciding whether or not to affirm the commission's final order awarding Yellowhammer a license. And we're confident that the circuit court will affirm that final order.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of wild. They're doing kind of the same thing that Illinois rolled out with.
Yeah.
I'm quite confident that Illinois is a larger state than Alabama, but 12 dispensary locations across the state, it just sucks. And this is what sucks for medical patients, is that they end up having to go all over the place and try to find cannabis product. And once they go to one and the product that they very much so like is unavailable, to go to the next one is so hard to do. And if it's two dispensaries away from you, you could be spending an hour and a half in a vehicle, 2 hours in a vehicle trying to get to a product. And we all know, and that's why I try to talk about this thing as much as I can, product consistency is almost impossible in this space. There are some things that are more capable of being consistent, but it's not always the same. So that, you know, if you're from Alabama and you want to know how to do it, just holler in here.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Yeah, well, hey, Alabama, you got something coming. That's better than
It's
than
great.
nothing.
It is very good. I'm very for it. I love any place that has any person that has access to cannabis is just better altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Cannabis tax cuts proposed in 2 states. This is from MJ Biz Daily. State lawmakers in Michigan and Alaska. And speaking of Michigan, Cole and I talked about how taxes were down, or taxes were up and sales were down in Michigan, according to the Michigan data. Dave, did you have any thoughts on that? Like what you thought? Because some people are trying to say it's price compression. Some people are, you know how it goes. Like, but the data is the data, right?
Yeah, that's it. And there is, I think there was a big fear over the tax hike in Michigan that caused a lot of people to hold back from going to Michigan. I hear a lot of out-of-state people have an opinion on the Michigan tax thing. They're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna pay 24%. What are you gonna do? Stay in Illinois and pay 40%?" At the end,
I mean, you're
like,
not
this
paying
is on
the 24%. People don't even understand that this is a tax between the seller and the dispensary.
And even then,
and so
a lot of the dispensaries that aren't trying to shell shock their customers are slowly introducing price increases, if they're even increasing prices at all, which is they're kind of just biting the bullet on it and going, okay, this kind of sucks, but what we're seeing here, they are going to push back on this thing.
Well, I mean, it's not, I don't think it should come as a surprise that a lot of people don't understand the way economics works.
Oh, and it sucks that you have to be a financial guru to figure out what the hell any of this means.
Well, it goes back to changing the names of the goalposts, and we do so much confusion talking that people, we confuse people with what words actually mean and what things actually mean, and we'll say one thing and mean completely different, and then that just confuses. We just overwhelm the facts and common sense with talking. And it's annoying. So it says here, the Michigan cannabis industry is rallying behind a push to repeal the recently implemented 24% wholesale tax. The unprecedented tax hike passed during state budget negotiations in October and imposed January 1st has already crashed legal sales in Michigan, state data shows. Marijuana retailers reported a 16% drop in business last month, while many operators struggling to stay afloat. Robin Schneider, director of the Michigan Cannabis Industry Association, told business publication Moody on the Market, "It's pretty bad. We're already seeing facility closures." Republican State Senator Jonathan Lindsay, who introduced the tax repeal bill in the state legislature, said the tax is an unnecessary government overreach that will fail to generate the projected $420 million in road funding. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof.
Alaska also is considering a cannabis cultivation tax repeal. There are several efforts afoot to overhaul the state's cannabis cultivation tax, one of the highest in the nation, according to the Anchorage Daily News. House Bill 91, introduced by State Rep Ashley Carrick, would replace.
My God, I've never seen that before, and I read ahead, but there is no
flat tax rate. They have so Alaska has a flat tax rate per ounce on flour, which is $50, 25 or per ounce of flour, 25 per ounce of immature flour, and $15 per ounce of trim.
Wow.
And those taxes are paid by the cultivators, whether or not the product ultimately sells.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, that's pretty disgusting.
Oh my goodness. So if you were in Michigan, I mean what I think their average OZ price is like what, like $70.
But that's a cultivation. That's a cultivation tax.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That I mean, like wholesale they're paying that amount, or whatever. It's like $70 something. And it might even be less than that because I think their P price is like $650 maybe, like on average. Which, if you did that 16 times 50, it'd be an extra $800. You're immediately $1,400.
Right.
Oh, it's so gross. Woo! Sorry, Alaska. I didn't know about all that.
Yeah. Sad.
I mean, not that I did have anything to do with it, but yeah. My apology doesn't mean much. But
hey, let's get to some Illinois news. We got a couple, and I should have teased this in the beginning, but I didn't. We got a couple of these that are about enforcement and people going to jail and getting busted. This one, the Cole memo dropped yesterday. But let's talk about this. This is down in Southern Illinois.
A former ISU student will spend more than a decade behind bars after allegedly transporting large amounts of marijuana from the Chicago area to McLean County. Joseph Wharton pleaded guilty to possession with intent to deliver more than 5,000 grams of marijuana, which is a Class X felony, and possession of a loaded handgun, which is a less serious Class 4 felony. Wharton sold nearly 20 pounds of marijuana to an undercover informant 4 separate times in the Home Depot parking lot in Normal last summer. The Illinois State Police Task Force 6 searched Wharton's apartment back in August of last year. They uncovered more marijuana, drug packaging, equipment, guns, and nearly $115,000 in suspect drug money. The 16 years for the drug offense will run at the same time as a 3-year sentence for the gun crime. Wharton has to serve at least half of the sentence, but he also gets credit for almost 200 days he's already served in the McLean County Jail.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I see the big thing is there, and that this is what I've been trying to express to people about the hemp ban too. They are going to try their hardest to make an example out of somebody.
A man believed to have transported large amounts of marijuana from the Chicago area to McLean County was sentenced Monday to 16 years in prison for a Class X drug crime. Authorities say Joseph Wharton, 23, of Crystal Lake, was an Illinois State University student. People, I mean, I hope people are paying attention.
Undercover informant fucking is a one of these for a snitch who got caught and then flipped on their fucking guy. That is literally, there's no undercover marijuana task force. Like, people are only, as far as I've ever seen
there's
in my life.
only regular drug task forces.
Well,
no undercover.
The big thing is people who sell cannabis black market sell cannabis black market to their friends. A lot of times, 95+% of the time. You're not just making big sales to try and offload shit to undercover informants for the police department. That what happened was Buddy got caught, the other dude being a dumbass, and then flipped on this guy and pointed the finger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that would be my guess.
This is what happens. Be careful where you're at. Be careful who you associate with. There's people out there who are leaders in the community who run events who have been busted within the last couple of years.
They're showing this picture here, and it's like, look at him, 16 years in prison. This dude will serve 8 years of prison. We live to be fucking 70 years, so he's serving more than 10% of his life.
He's got a 16-year prison for the drug offense, and he only got 3 years for the gun crime. And this is in Illinois.
We're in fucking America, aren't we? There's a goddamn Second Amendment. It's, there's one, which is say whatever the fuck you want, which is thank you for that because I'm allowed to rant like this. And then 2 is that you can fucking own firearms. It's just such a weird thing that we still imprison people. And they're showing this photo like, look at the big thing we got. That little pile of cash right there, 140,000. When we got 114, whatever, when we got robbed, all right, from the dispensary, and nothing came of it. Nobody got fucking sentenced. Nobody got charged. Nobody gave a fuck. When that happened, there was closer to $500,000 in cash sitting in little fucking sealed bags on top of a fucking shelf. The dumbass fucking who robbed the place walked right past the shit. There was 5, 6, 7 people that walked past $500,000 fucking dollars, right? So it's not like $100,000+. That's like one visit to the dispensary, and they come maybe twice a week. That's like one visit to the dispensary for the people to pick up the cash and leave. Those 2 little totes that they're showing, that is a drop of water in a fucking ocean worth of cannabis that exists inside cultivation centers and whatever. But
number one, this is not a tote. This is just this is like an ice box. That's a regular 27-gallon tote.
That's 5 pounds. That's
literally like a 40-gallon or 27-gallon tote. Don't get it twisted that this is definitely not this is a safe for Yeah,
it looks like the center console of a car. I mean, granted, it's a little bit bigger, but it's just so it's like, oh man, it's probably a safe.
He was sentenced in McLean County to 16 years in prison for possession of more than 5,000 grams of marijuana and a loaded handgun.
So stupid. It's so dumb. Oh, God damn it, dude.
Let's talk about this one. And shout out to Dave who told me about this. Massive cache. Is it cache or cash?
Cash when I say it. But.
Okay, cool. Massive cache of weapons and drugs found in DeKalb home. This happened. This came out yesterday. Law enforcement in DeKalb, Illinois, which is not far from us, raided a home and uncovered a massive cache of weapons, drugs, and homemade explosives. According to the DeKalb Police Department, police officers and members of DeKalb County members of the DeKalb County Special Operations Team executed a court-authorized search warrant at a home in the 1000 block of North 15th Street on February 27th. The home was unoccupied at the time. Police said 16 rifles, handguns, shotguns, and ammunition was found within. Okay.
16 ammunitions, bro.
16 whole ammunitions.
Yeah, they found all of it.
There were 2 illegal switch devices that convert automatic handguns into semi-automatic machine guns. Probably shouldn't have had those.
That's not accepted up here. It's allowed in a fuck ton of other places.
Okay.
I literally just drove south. And it is, you are not allowed to shoot a firearm in a range in Florida without having a can on the end of your firearm.
Because it's hearing protection. Yeah, absolutely.
And here, if you get caught with a suppressor, you're in.
I mean, you can, tax stamps are very cheap now.
Yeah. Touche.
Just wait until the Rifle Act comes, though.
Yeah.
So anyway, in addition to the weapons, officers said 2,000 grams of cannabis. Is that less than what we were just talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's less than what we were just talking about, because a Buddy Boy was 5,000, right?
Yes. And when you say less than 2,000, so above 5,000 means that you're talking over 10p. When you say under 2,000, you're talking about less than 5p. So you're just trying to keep it in that range of things. It's funny that people... I saw this kind of skit the other day online where it was like how we interchange the imperial system and the metric system and how we try to like... It's a weird wordplay that causes people to go, oh my goodness, 2,000, 5,000. It's like, dude, it's 5 pounds. How much sugar do you have in your house? How many potatoes do you have in your house, right? Potatoes come in a 10-pound sack, right? So like now you're trying to tell me that, oh my God, well, it's a big difference. No, it's not. We're talking about a weight of something. Like, I just don't understand how there's still this level of emphasis put on it. They also, and if you scroll up to the pictures on this thing too, I don't know if it's hard to see on this, but there's like a little box of some, and that right there, that small, tiny picture next to the guy's arm, those are different things of cannabis, and you can kind of see them directly next to that in the picture to the right of it, also flipped over. Okay, so those are just labeled packages. It shows like what strain they are, and then next to that you can see how there you go, bingo, you can see how the what the thing looks like, and it's laughable to me at how small of an amount of cannabis is there.
So we got some carts right here, some extracts, some
this isn't as much a thing about the drugs as
he's got some knives over here.
Yeah. I'm disappointed in this case also. I don't have a strong opinion up or down for the explosives and excess drugs that aren't cannabis, because it does say something about possibly maybe some cocaine or something in there. Well, but I honestly am just not a fan of what is happening around the world with criminalization of cannabis possession. It's weird to me. And
I mean, it's something I've been ranting about for a long time. Like the state holds the monopolization of violence and force, and that is for imprisoning people. And that's, pretty much the only thing the state can really do is collect taxes and imprison people via threat of force. And so the state will continue to do that. This is what defund the police actually was about. It was about defunding the militarization and of the police, and actually getting them to do community type things instead of enforcement against the people. But people still have this idea that the government and the police are there to protect us and are our friends, and that's just not the way it is. And so, regardless of which side or whatever side of the one government that we have that's in power, that's what they're going to do.
I'd
they're going to continue to enforce.
If there's going to be officers, bring back officer friendly. Bring back the guy who walks around the neighborhood, knocks on doors, says, hey, I'm officer friendly from around the area. You know, if you ever needed anything, if anything was weird, you know, if that's what you want, allow the people to be face to face with them, and don't, because it's almost like pitted against each other. The people are terrified of police officers now because who knows what the fuck interaction style you're going to have. And partially, I would imagine that police officers are probably scared of the general public because you don't know who the fuck you're running into either. So the best way to bridge that gap is to have introduction of these said characters. And then, you know, in the case of Officer Friendly, you actually have the potential to mitigate some of the dangers to society that are happening. You know, you would stop a lot more of the domestic shit. You would stop a lot of the fucking, like, or at least it would be known, and then, you know, there could be some, I don't know. I just think there's a lot better way of handling enforcement if enforcement is needed in the capacity that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
Hey.
2 things.
Yes, sir.
Number 1.
Donuts!
Yeah. Number 2, are you ready for Dave's Conditional Cannabis Corner?
Always.
You got some symptoms from your condition to help you feel better. That is my mission. At the Conditional Cannabis Corner, you can get that information, and it won't even cost you a quarter.
All right, welcome back. I missed you all. I hope you are doing well. I genuinely mean it. And today we will be talking about the condition of life. There is a finite amount of time that all of us will exist, at least currently, to the powers that we know and the technologies that we have. There are speculators who say that the first person who's going to live forever could theoretically be alive today, and I think that's optimistic. But in a world where we are dying more from overeating than undereating, we're dying more from the vaccinations than we are the things that we're vaccinating. We've come to a place in health where the next step is trying to find longevity and to push the longevity of it. But in the current state, there is a stop point, and the only reason I want to bring this up and I'm talking about it is because there's a lot of wild shit going on currently. I mean, especially right now, the war, you know, if you watched this earlier, or if you've been watching this whole episode, the imprisonment of people still, there's just a lot of weird things that are happening from human to human, and the way that people get to exist in the world. And I would love nothing more than to see in my lifetime some better level of acceptance and understanding. And that's what I think I rant a lot about. It still blows my mind that we're at the level of information transfer that we have the ability to conversate the way that we do, and we still are as destructive and at odds with one another as we are. And the only reason I keep ranting that is to tell everybody it's short, man. To stay angry and to stay hateful and to keep fighting for yourself and not to fight for the collective. And, you know, it seems to be that if you're not very planted and you're not very you know, I think this is why cannabis is so great, is because it gives us kind of that third eye to a degree. It's not the same thing that some other intoxicants can do, but it grounds us in a way, and it makes us, I think, a little bit more empathetic and a little bit more aware of our immediate surroundings. And in that, we're able to see the real issues and the real problems. And I think the real issues and the real problems is the suffering that's going on. And anything that we can do to decrease the suffering, I think, is a good thing. And that is why I preach cannabis at the capacity that I do, because I think that it is a very comfortable, very connecting thing. And I think connection means as much as anything. Again, we don't have a guarantee. We don't have an expiration date. There's no confidence that tomorrow is coming. So in that, I don't know how we haven't, as a collective, and I imagine that everybody who's listening to this podcast and everybody that's listening to me go at this right now is a little bit more wholesome and humble and I would imagine empathetic. But people out there are going through a ton, physically, mentally. The strain and the stress put on a lot of individuals that is completely unnecessary, and even at some points downright evil. Right? I don't. There's a great phrase in a song that I listen to that says a terrorist can be a freedom fighter as long as they're fighting for the side that you're on. Why are we fighting still? What are we doing? Shouldn't we all be collectively working together to sustain life? Shouldn't we all be working together to find common ground where we're not so destructive for one another? Do you imagine that these kids that are being imprisoned for cannabis possession and sales or whatever they are, do you think they're doing that because they have no other skills? Or I don't imagine that to be so. I imagine it's because the stresses of the burdens of finance are easier taken care of by taking bigger risks. And people are they're taking big risks because of the threat of imprisonment and being caged due to the transfer of goods and services. And there's frameworks where you're allowed to do this thing, and I hope that everybody stays within the frameworks. That way your risk of being locked up is less. But this whole rant today is to try my hardest to, again, let everybody know that cannabis is a great outlet for all of the conditions of life, whether it is physical, mental, emotional. You can use cannabis to find a place of comfort to deal with the problem that's at hand. And it's not to fix the problem. It's to take your health into your own hands, take your finances in your hand, to do all of these things and learn enough to slow down the wheels that are working overtime because of all of there's constant pressure from so many different avenues and so many places. And to know that bombs get dropped where people live still is one of the grossest things in the world to me. How we haven't overcome bombing and mass, life drain. I can't get over that we can't have a conversation and figure it out. And the reason is probably more rooted in the struggle for wealth and power, right? And we all may understand that, but there's a lot of people, and I imagine more than we all expect, that don't give a frank, thing about any of it, power or financial anything. I just want the ability to live a comfortable existence and have food available and shelter and health care. And, I would like to find comforts that are personal. There should be, the ability to do tons of things, sports and, interactions, arts. There's a lot of time consuming things that humans could do in innovation and construction and but there is this there's this one guarantee that makes it, for me, a little bit easier to stay focused, and that is that there is an expiration for everybody. And because of that, I view it as a purpose for my existence to enjoy as much interaction as I can. And I mean, it's love, right? It's happiness, health, love, and fulfillment. And for those things, it's knowing what they are and not having to seek them, because the constant seeking of it can be, the problem of itself. But all of a lot of times those things go away too. Um, the only thing that I'm hopeful for is more acceptance, more understanding, and a an appreciation for life that currently I believe is missing. And it saddens me when, I was off taking care of some family issues and matters, and the there's it's heavy life stuff that all of us are dealing with. It's not just me. And then there's bombs being dropped, and I only hope that at some point we can bridge these gaps. I believe cannabis is a great bridge for that. I don't think that everybody should consume cannabis. It doesn't work for everybody the way that it does for a lot of us. If it's used correctly, I think it has far more potential benefit than what it gets credit for also, though. So the only thing that I hope is that all of you who are listening to me say this right now know happiness and understand health and have love and are seeking a fulfillment that is non-selfish and non-destructive or deteriorative to anyone else's happiness, health, love, or fulfillment. And yeah, I don't want to rant too much because there is more emotion behind, I think, what I'm saying, and I'm trying to hold it all in. Um, I, I just, I'm grateful for the community that all of you have allowed us to exist in, and I appreciate all of you sticking through, from a lot of you from day one, and all those that have come on board and still listen and are still listening to me talk now. I think all of us are on to something. This makes my life exponentially more better. My ability to speak freely and to try to promote something that is been massively beneficial to me and massively beneficial to others. Again, mentally, emotionally, but also very much so physically. And I hope that within our lifetimes we see the potential capabilities of cannabis being used as a cheaper alternative medicine to a lot of the medicines that are out there, and a lot of the overpriced, non-effective, awfully deteriorative medicine forms that exist for treating the physical. And I most recently have dealt with it. I'm seeing it directly and firsthand again. The way we handle some situations in medicine is that of pure capitalistic intentions and not of humanistic, empathetic care for life. It's just not. It's genuinely a push for money, and it's gross. And I hope that within our lifetimes we see a change in that. And I do believe that cannabis is a good alternative for a lot of the situations that we're trying to take care of. If you have any questions on how to use cannabis to help your health physically, to help your health mentally, or to deal with the emotional parts of what's going on, I beg you to ask me directly. Come on Thursday nights, drop it in the comment section here. I know this was a long rant, and I didn't really plan this conversation out as much as I knew what I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if I hammered down the facts that I would like to as much, but cannabis is a great alternative to war, at least. So I hope you all are doing well. If you have anything going on in your life that is heavy, again, emotionally, physically, or mentally, please, by all means, if you don't know how to use cannabis to deal with said things, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to. Like I said, we're not going to fix the things because of cannabis use, but we will help all of the conditions of life find some level of comfort through proper use of cannabis. So thank you all for listening. That's it.
Yeah, heavy one today.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
it's okay. That's what the show's about.
Rant a bunch, and I didn't want to say too much, right? If anybody, I'm fine. Everybody around me is fine. We did go through a loss here. That's why I haven't been around lately. And I've watched how things have been handled. It's disappointing in many ways. You know, access to care a lot of times isn't what you would hope it is, but that's why access to cannabis means so much to me. And that's why I say you can take your health into your own hands, because at the end of the day, if nothing else, there's general comforts that are available.
And have a plan beforehand too. It's important to plan these things out and think about these things, even though they're uncomfortable. You know, if you have these things planned out beforehand, you can minimize some of the frustrating parts for yourself and your family.
Yeah,
for sure. Well, Dave, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad we got this this episode done while I'm on my short little vacation.
Yes, and, enjoy it.
Yeah, I will definitely try. And then I can't wait to get back and see you guys next week.
Yeah, so I thank you, everybody. Cole, for stepping in while I was out, and everybody who sent well wishes. And, you know, I saw a bunch of "we miss you" type things, and it means a lot. It definitely, again, this community has been a great outlet for myself. I can speak on behalf of myself here. It's been a great outlet for me, but it's also been a great place of comfort and safety and security. And I appreciate y'all for always being there and showing the love you do.
Oh yeah. We love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.
Donuts!